Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a full face of Chantecaille, sharing some of my favorite products from Chantecaille to celebrate the upcoming cyber sale that they're going to be having on their website. They are actually giving us an early access to the sale. Chantecaille recently reached out to me and wanted to start sending me some products in PR, and I've received a few items, but a lot of the items that I used in today's video are products that I bought. They actually gave me a code for my followers to shop the sale early. So you guys can start shopping on November 19th. That is the early access. And you can use the code TaraLynn25 to save 25%. Now, it is not an affiliate code, so I won't be getting anything from the code. It's just for you guys to use and save 25% and get early access to the sale. The sale for the public starts on November 25th, so it's a pretty good early access for you guys to get a jump start on the website and buy maybe some things that you've had your eye on. The one thing that I want to mention about Chantecaille is I told them, straight up that I would always be very honest with my opinion, and they actually encouraged it. So I'm always encouraged by brands that are open to honest feedback, good and bad. I'm gonna go through my collection. I don't have a lot of Chantecaille, but I had enough to do a full face, which was good. And so I'm gonna pull those out, share with you guys my honest opinion on them, and also share the products that I absolutely love from Chantecaille. So before we jump into the makeup portion, I'm gonna talk about a few skincare items that I've been recently playing with. These, they all sent me in PR, so I wanna make that clear. These were all sent to me. However, there are a few in here that I am really loving. Now, they first sent this over. So this is the Hyaluronic Serum, and I really like this. It's like a gel formula. Once I've got my skin nice and cleansed, I will go in with the toner, and then I go immediately with this, and it's kind of a gel base, and I've been really enjoying this. It's a nice gel base. It really absorbs into the skin. You only need one pump for the full face. That's the other thing that I like about it. It's an anti-pollution type of serum, but it's a fantastic hyaluronic serum. I'm impressed. This I'm definitely going to repurchase. A little goes a very, very long way, and I've been enjoying this. They also sent me the healing mask. This is the Jasmine and Lily healing mask. I actually wear this at night, and you can use it as a mask or you can wear it all night. Their skincare is bomb. It is fantastic. I've always heard that Chantecaille has great skincare, and they're not lying. The other one that they sent over was the Harmonizing Cream. I don't mind this one, but I prefer the healing mask over this one. I think this one is a little bit more lightweight, and I like to be greasy when I go to bed, right? Like, I like my skin to be really hydrated when I go to sleep. So this one's a nice one, but I prefer the healing mask. So they asked me, a couple weeks ago, they asked me what products that I wanted to try the most from their brand. Products that I've wanted to try the most from their skincare is the Bio Lifting. And so they sent over the mask, and they sent over the serum, and also the eye cream. I can see why people love the Bio Lifting line, because wow. I first heard about Chantecaille, I would say about 5 or 6 years ago, long before I was ever on YouTube. A friend of mine who suffers greatly with rosacea, so bad. Like, her face, oh, she suffers so much. It breaks my heart. She will get thick rosacea on her face. Her dermatologist recommended that she invested in Chantecaille skincare. So she did. She's a lifelong Chantecaille lover. Like, she is obsessed with their skincare. When Chantecaille reached out and sent me the healing mask and the Harmonizing Cream and also the Hyaluronic Serum, I was really excited to try them. I remember when I texted my friend and told her that they were going to send me some stuff, she was like, you've got to try the Bio Lifting line. She's like, Tara, the Bio Lifting line is like nothing I've ever used. The Bio Lifting line has been on my radar to pick up for a while, and when they reached out a few weeks ago and asked if there was any products that I wanted to try, I told them that I wanted to try the Bio Lifting line. So they sent me the Bio Lifting mask along with the Bio Lifting serum and the eye cream, which is the stress repair concentrate. If there's one word that I can describe all three of these products, is the word firmness. I can't believe how much more firm my skin feels. Now you can use the BioLifting mask as a mask, or you can wear it all night. I've only been using this for about a week and a half, but I wanted to share what I've noticed thus far. So let's talk about the serum. This is not your normal serum. This is more of a like gel. What I've been doing recently is I go in with my Silhouette First Care. You guys have heard me talk about the Silhouette several times, but it's the First Care. It's kind of like a toner almost. But what it does is it does have alcohol in it, so be mindful of that. People just can't tolerate alcohol in their skincare. But that's kind of what makes it work, is that the formula kind of dehydrates the skin so that whatever you put over top of it, your skin really absorbs it. And so I use the Silhouette First Care, and then when I go in with this serum, which is this, holy smokes, I instantly feel my skin just plump and firm, and I've got this buttery elasticity. Like, it is unbelievable. Now, I'm going to continue to use this firming line, but I think I'm kind of hooked on these three products for sure. I am so impressed. These are crazy expensive, and this is definitely by far the most expensive skincare I've ever used. Well, no, I've been using Natura Bissé for a while, which I'm going to have a full video on that because I've been testing a lot of their skincare over the last 8 months. Lots to say about that skincare. But so Natura Bissé is very expensive, but wow. The BioLifting line, so far it's living up to the price tag. So again, I've only been using it for a week and a half. I can't like fully 100% recommend you guys run out and grab it, but wow. And what I also like about their creams overall is that it's a watery base, but it also has a lot of texture. So a little bit goes the longest way. So it's expensive, but don't use very much because it's concentrated, and the way that it like lathers, and you can spread just a little tiny dollop all over the face and you're good. If you guys have been curious about the BioLifting line like I was, wow. So far, I'm impressed. That's my kind of take on the skincare. I really haven't been using their skincare long enough to really give you guys a yay or nay, right? So I'm not going to come on here and tell you, oh, you guys have to buy this. Or I'm not going to say, oh, it's a complete waste of money, because with skincare, you really got to use it for a couple of months to really know if it's going to work. So I'm just giving you guys my first impressions of the products that I have used so far, and I will definitely be repurchasing this serum, which I love because it is a nice hyaluronic serum, but these three, the BioLifting, I will be repurchasing these. These are amazing. So far, I'm obsessed. So anyways, that's my little tidbit on the skincare. Let's go ahead and jump into the makeup. I'm going to do a full face of makeup, share my favorite products and the products that I feel like may not be worth the splurge because their makeup is expensive. And I feel like there's some hit and misses in the makeup, so I will get into those. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into the full face of Chantecaille, and I will see you guys all in my final thoughts. Let's go ahead and jump into the makeup from Chantecaille. So I'm going to first talk about this. So this was actually sent to me. Most of the Chantecaille products that I have in my collection, I paid for. I bought them. I just recently started getting a few products from Chantecaille, so it's not like I've been on their PR list for a really long time. This is the Anti-Pollution Mattifying Cream. Now, this actually mattifies. And if you have like combination skin or oily skin, you might love this. For me, this is just a little bit too mattifying because it actually does mattify your skin before going in with foundation. It has like a silky texture, but the dry down, it turns to matte. I mean, you can see it took that shine completely away from my hand. You can see it took the shine out from my hand. So if you have combo skin and maybe you're oily, maybe in the T-zone, and you want something just to kind of mattify that area, this is really nice. For me, being dry normal, it just doesn't work with my skin type, but it is a nice product. I have 3 foundations from Chantecaille. Well, one of them is a skin tint. This I pretty much wore all summer long. This is the Just Skin Tinted Moisturizer. It has SPF of 15. I have this in the shade Wheat. In fact, I would say I've used maybe half of the tube of this because I've really enjoyed it. So how I would wear it, because it does have light coverage, I would go in with the concealer and kind of spot conceal the places that I wanted to cover. And then I would go in with this. Gorgeous, worked really good in the humidity. I wore this when I was in Florida. I took this with me and it worked really well in the humidity. It lasted a lot longer than I was expecting it to, and it is a nice tinted moisturizer. The other one that I have is the Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation. Actually, I have this in the shade Sand. The thing that I personally like about this is how well it wears. It's a medium to full coverage, and it wears so beautifully on the skin. And it's an innovative oil-free gel foundation with a refreshing lightweight texture and a unique formula with 60% water. This transfers moisture into the skin without the use of oil as an emulsifier, made with reflective circular pigments that provide adjustable coverage, medium to full, and ease of appearance of flaws. It's also loaded with natural botanicals, including aloe, chamomile, arnica that calm irritation and soothe sensitive skin. It is handcrafted in Japan. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply this one on camera. You can see it does provide great coverage right off the bat. This shade isn't too dark for me, is it? I was thinking that this was too dark for me, but actually it's not that dark. I mean, I don't have any product on my forehead and I don't have any fake tan on my face. My face is actually quite light right now because I'm using an exfoliating skincare right now. So my face is quite light, and this isn't, I thought this was much darker than it is, but it's not. It actually is matching me pretty good. Here's the thing, this does provide a nice coverage, but just be careful applying too much because it is a thicker formula, and I like to kind of apply an even layer all over, and then I'll go in and kind of push it into the skin with a sponge, just so that I make sure that I've got it nice and blended because it is a thicker formula. But it does look just like skin. Like, it has that skin-like texture to it. Now I'm gonna go in and just kind of push it into the skin. So I'm back. I went ahead and did my brows, but I have to tell you, this foundation, as it's drying and setting down, it's beautiful. It's been a while since I've used this foundation, and it looks absolutely beautiful on my skin. It's weighing really beautifully over my texture. I can always tell if a foundation's gonna be good if it looks good in my chin area. In this area, I have more wrinkles, I have more texture, I have more discoloration. So this is like the area. And right now, my skin looks amazing. Let's move on to the eyes. I don't have a lot of eyeshadows from Chantecaille. In fact, this is the only palette that I have, which is the Hummingbird. This is the warm Hummingbird. So I think they had two of them, and this one is the warm, but I did double check before I came on camera and used it, and they do have this in stock. What I can tell you, I'm just being honest, I like this palette, but I don't think it's worth the price. You guys know I keep it real. What I've learned about Chantecaille in personal experience, they respect honesty. And so I'm going to tell you straight, I think this is a gorgeous palette, and I love the shades in here. And I do like the textures in this. And I guess it's made with different botanicals and stuff like that. But I personally, even though this blue is like the prettiest blue, it has just got this gorgeous, gorgeous shine to it. I mean, these are beautiful shadows, you guys. Like, I don't have anything negative to say about the overall quality of the product, but that matte shade, perfect. So here's the thing, I don't have anything negative to say about the Quartet itself, but I don't feel like it's worth the price point. I think it's just a little bit overpriced for how much you get, but I do think Chantecaille is kind of one of those brands where it fits a particular need, and you know, a lot of people absolutely love these. For me, just on a personal level, they're gorgeous, and I think the packaging is adorable, but I don't feel like it's worth the money. If you can get it on sale, that's when I would recommend purchasing it. So I'm gonna first start with this shade right here. This is the matte, and it is a nice matte. It blends beautifully, and it looks really pretty, and it's really easy to work with. I'm just gonna kind of carve out my crease with this. Then I'm going to grab a fluffy brush and just blend it out. It has great pigment. Okay, so now I'm going to grab my Smith 253 brush, and I think I'm going to go into this shade right here and put that blue shimmer on the lower lash line, which is gorgeous. It's my favorite thing to do with that blue shimmer. I'm just going to bring it up and into the crease. I got no fallout, none whatsoever. We're gonna move on to concealer, and then I will finesse everything else because I'm not getting any fallout, so I can move directly into concealer. So the concealer that I have here is the Real Skin Eye and Face Stick. I have it in 2 shades, and I really like this concealer. I just got this shade the other day. So this is shade 6, and this matches so good. So this is shade 6. You can barely see it. It's a good shade. And then I have shade 4 Warm. That is 4 Warm. And the reason why I went ahead and got this shade is because this was a little bit too light for me. Now, I like this concealer. That's the thing. I bought this, I think I bought this one on the Nordstrom's website like a month ago, and I've just been using it on those days where I'm not wearing a lot of makeup and I just need a little bit of concealer. So I really like this concealer, and I've used it multiple times, and now that I got the right shade, 6 is definitely a more natural shade for me, but I can use shade 4 Warm to kind of brighten things up if I want to. So what I like to do is I like to just take my brush and go directly in to the product and then apply. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply the shade 6 out here on the outer portion. It's such a lightweight concealer. It's almost like one of those like super natural concealers that kind of melts into the under eye and gives you that coverage without you feeling like you have concealer on. I think that's what makes this concealer really unique. And it kind of has, I would say, a soft matte finish, but a very natural finish. It's so natural, it's almost undetectable on the eye. I'm gonna grab a little bit of shade 4 Warm, and I'm going to stick that like right here just to kind of brighten up this area. The other thing that I like about this is that it lays really beautiful over wrinkles. And because it kind of has that like soft matte texture, it kind of like smooths out this area. A little bit of that concealer goes a really long way. Let's go back to the eyes. I'm going to grab a little bit of this matte. I'm going to bring that matte right underneath the lash line. Now I'm going to take a small pencil brush. This is the number 3 from Refer, and I'm going to go into this blue shade. I love that blue. It has such a gorgeous flow to it. Oh, I love that blue color. This is the Sigma Flat Definer, and I'm gonna go into the blue, and I'm gonna put this right against the lash line on the upper. Just to kind of make it match. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So pretty, right? Okay, let's move on to one of my all-time favorite products from Chantecaille. In fact, I believe this was one of the first products that I bought and absolutely fell in love. I've been using other mascaras, but every time I go back and use this one from Chantecaille, it almost justifies the price because it's a very, very expensive mascara. It's the most expensive mascara I have in my collection, but it is amazing. It's one of those mascaras that for me is kind of worth the splurge. The way that this allows me to build volume, I don't have anything like it. And it does not one time ever give me raccoon eyes. I never have to worry about it. Love this mascara. It's crazy pricey, but getting it on the sale, I would recommend it. I think I first heard Tati talking about this. I think, in fact, she mentioned it in a recent video. She mentioned it, saying that how expensive it was, but just how amazing it is. And it really is. Now I'm going to go in with the mascara, and the wand is a decent size. I wouldn't say there's anything super special about the wand. In my opinion, it's the formula. So I'm just going to go in and put a small coat on my lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and throw on the rest of my mascara so that I don't have to waste all the time, and I'll be right back. So I'm done applying mascara, 2 coats, I'm good to go. You guys know this, I've talked about these so many times. I'm obsessed with the gel bronzer. Absolutely best liquid bronzer on the market. Gorgeous formula. Same goes for the blushes and the highlighters. I put a little bit on the back of my hand, about like that. Gorgeous color and so buildable too. So I'm gonna go into it like this. I love this stuff. Oh my gosh, I love it. So I'm going to go in like this, and then I'm just going to do circular motions like this. Look at this. Look at that. It like melts into the skin. It melts. I wore this all summer long. Look at that. You guys, best bronzer ever. Best liquid bronzer on the market. Hands down, period. Oh, I love this formula so much. Now I'm going to go in with the blush, and I love the blushes just as much as I do the liquid bronzer. So these are the Cheek Gelée Hydrating Gel Cream Blushes. I have it in 2 shades, Lively and Happy. This is the shade Lively, and this is the shade Happy. And they both make me happy. They're gorgeous. I'm going to take the shade Lively. I'm going to dip my brush into it. Look at that. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. So I'm going to put the shade Happy on this side. You can see the difference between Lively, which is the peachy tone, and Happy, which is the poppy pink. You can clearly see a difference. So I think what I'm going to do is I need to go to the vet. I got to take my Shih Tzu to the vet today, and I don't want to have 2 different blushes on. So I'm going to go in with a little teeny bit of Lively and go right over top of Happy, just to kind of make them match a little bit. So I went ahead and powdered with some translucent setting powder. And now, oh, that foundation just got better with the powder. So let's move on to highlighter. So I have 2 of the illuminators here. So I have the shade Brilliance and I have the shade Sheen. I use the shade Brilliance because it has that golden base. Look at that. Gorgeous, right? This one has kind of a pinky silver base to it. You can kind of see when I pull it this way, the undertones of those. But they're gorgeous. So I'm going to use the shade Brilliance, and I'm just going to tap some here on my face. So I like to just go right here on the high points of the cheek, but I'm going to use a clean finger to blend it out. This formula is very similar to the highlighter wands from Charlotte Tilbury, where it only takes a tiny bit to go over top of the high points, and it looks blinding when you swatch it, but it's not that blinding when you apply it. So it almost becomes this like very natural, gorgeous highlight where the skin kind of shines, but it's not super overwhelming. Let's move on to one of their best sellers. This is called the Perfect Blur Finishing Powder, and I have it in the Hummingbird packaging, but this is what it looks like. Now, here's the thing. Everybody raves over this. I have so many of my friends that absolutely love this powder. For me, it's a little bit too drying. It just emphasizes my wrinkles just a little bit more than I personally like. So I reached for my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder over this one. You guys know that I love the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Powder. Like, that's my powder. And I love that powder. And then when I used this brush, they were like magic. So I've actually not, this is the Airbrush from Wayne Goss, by the way. So I haven't used this brush with this powder. So I'm curious to see if my opinion changes based on that. But I do know a little bit of this powder goes a very long way. So you do not want to get heavy-handed with it. So what I'm going to do is I've put the perfect blur on that side. I'm going to wipe my brush off and I'm going to go into my Charlotte Tilbury powder and I'm going to put it on this side. I feel like the Charlotte Tilbury blurs the pores more than this one from Chantecaille. I don't know. Is it just me or like it's showing up on camera, right? I feel like the one from Chantecaille emphasizes these wrinkles right in here and almost like pulls them out in a way. I think if you're younger and you don't have as many wrinkles in this area, you might really like that perfect blurring powder. Let's move on to lips. Now, like I mentioned, I have a lot of favorite products from Chantecaille and the lip products are one of them. These are the ones that I have so far. I love these lip cheeks. They are perfection. This one is Capucine. This one was my favorite during the summer. Look at that shade. I love it so much. Look at that shade. If you guys followed me during the summer, you heard me talk about this multiple times. I am kind of obsessed with that shade. Look at that. This one, which always stays in my purse. This is the Passion Flower, I think. Oh, I don't know. The bottom has wore off. I can't read it. I think it's the Rosé. I don't know. The bottom has wore off because it sits in my purse, like I said. I need to actually stock up on this, and I hope they have it. But this is one that I just throw on my lip when I'm getting ready to go into the store or something. Look how gorgeous that one is. I love these. They're so comfortable and so damn pretty. So I also have Peach Blossom, which I don't know if these are still in stock. I hope they are. Look at that Peach Blossom. Oh, Chantecaille has the best lip products. And then this one is Passion Flower. Look at that Passion Flower. Oh my gosh. Passion Flower is just a tad bit darker than Capucine, but you really don't need both shades. P.S. And then I have Plumeria, which is a gorgeous plum color. Oh, so pretty. And then I have, and I bought all of these myself, you guys. That they, like I said, I just started receiving PR from them, just barely. This is Tea Rose. Look how gorgeous Tea Rose is. Oh, so pretty. And then I have Beach Rose. So that's Beach Rose. And Beach Rose is just more clear and kind of just has a pink base to it. But those are the shades that I have from Chantecaille, and they are gorgeous. So I'm going to use this one and show you guys what it looks like. Oh, it's got that gorgeous pink, like fresh lip color. Oh, I love it. It's so pretty. That's why it sits in my purse. I had to dig it out. I love it so much. You don't need a lip liner with it. It's just gorgeous on its own. This is the final look and lots of great stuff from Chantecaille. And I hope this video helped you kind of dial down and create a list of maybe a few things that you want to pick up. Now, Chantecaille was kind enough to give me a discount code for my followers. It is not an affiliate code, so I do not get any compensation for using the code. It's strictly for you guys to use and save 25%. So it is TaraLynn25. I will leave it here at the bottom of the screen and also in the description box down below. You actually get to access the sale a little bit early using the code, which is really nice. But I have to say, this foundation is looking really gorgeous, and I just haven't used it for a while, and I can't get over how smooth my skin looks. It's one that kind of smooths out the pores in such a beautiful way. Like I keep looking in the mirror and in the monitor, and it's like you can see like right here just how smooth everything looks. I just turned down the ring light, but right here I'm just noticing how smooth my skin looks. And it lays over wrinkles and pores beautifully. I mean, you can see just how gorgeous it is on the face. Like, I'm so impressed with this. Overall, for me, the foundation has really blown my mind how gorgeous it is. And I'm really glad that I was able to pull it back out and reapply it. I'm gonna start wearing it. I love how smooth my skin looks. And I noticed it more once I put a little bit of translucent setting powder and kind of buffed it into the skin. That's when I saw the foundation kind of really come to life in that smoothing aspect. Just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I'm gonna start wearing it more because I am very impressed with it. So, I hope that this video was helpful for you. Sound off down below in the comment section. Let us know what your personal favorite products from Chantecaille are. I'm so curious. Everything I used today, I will link them in the description box down below. I love you all so, so much, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Love you. Bye.